Hello viewers, we are going to discuss with you Central Cess is a taxation mess. Presently we see that Central Cess has virtually become a taxation mess on and over GST. Cess is levied by Centre, collected by Centre and retained by Centre, and it is transferred into the Consolidated Fund of India instead of putting it in GST compensation fund. Here, for the purpose for which cess has been levied is not used for that stated purpose, and it is being transferred to the Consolidated Fund of India. Levying cess is a revenue loss of states. Here, Centre government or Centre violates the federal physical character of India on the one hand and canons of taxation on the other. Cess, which is a central tax over and above the GST, is unfair. It is a taxation upon taxation. Finance Commission's devolution formula of 41% is transferred to the states automatically, but central cess, which is retained by the centre, is not transferred. It is a virtually revenue loss of states. In 2019, we see that cess has been collected up to 14% of total taxes collected. And in 2021, it is going to be around 18% of the total tax collection. This is a revenue loss of states. If this cess is collected within the head of central GST, it would have brought rupees 1.50 lakh crores for the states. This is a revenue loss of states where development of a state is halted, and the state's contribution as national GDP is important one. So GDP growth rate is also declining and has become negative in quarter one. It has around reached by 24%. Now, CAG in its report says that cess has been collected in 2019 up to rupees 2.75 lakh crores from 35 cesses, and out of it only rupees 1.60 lakh crores has been transferred to the stated purpose, and the rest has been transferred to the Consolidated Fund of India. Further, CAG in its report says also that in 2019, cess collected on and over GST on crude oil and natural gases have by rupees 1.24 lakh crores. But not even a single paisa has been transferred to the stated purpose. This is the situation about which CAG has exposed that Cess is virtually a taxation mess. Here, in agriculture cess, in education cess, in other types of cesses, which is around 35 types, are facing more or less the same situation, where the collected cess for the stated purpose is not being transferred for the stated purpose. It is being transferred in the Consolidated Fund of India instead of, say, GST compensation fund for the expenditure of government. This is clear by the CAG report. Now, in this situation, there is a need of rethinking because a state is one of the federal unit of the India government. India has a federal structure where a state's revenue and a state's development matters for the development of national GDP. But this cess has virtually become a taxation mess for the states, for the CAG, for the Finance Commission. But here Finance Commission as well as CAG is powerless. They can't do anything. Only government and other party in the parliament can rethink over it. And there is a need of rethinking in the interest of nation to develop India and to increase our GDP growth rate. This is a highly unfavorable situation against the revenue interest of states, where states are facing a lot of difficulties to execute developmental programs. And in their states, there is a higher level of unemployment, higher level of national state resources, and there is a lowest level of state GDP growth rate. So, to drag out from this situation, center as well as states should cooperate to each other in the developmental process, where tax is one of the revenues over which state governments relies more and more, which has been submerged into GST. And again, center is applying cess over GST. It is a taxation, over-taxation. This violates our federal physical structure of India as well as canons of taxation. So government should rethink over it in the developmental process to develop the state, to develop nation. Thanks, a lot of thanks to my viewers.